Yo, yo, what's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, get this. All right. So, what's everybody got today? The cannabis stocks are actually gapping up in a really solid way. APHA, CGC, CRON, all gapping up. You check most of these out. We actually have a decent amount of gap ups. I don't know if anybody caught the Fed meeting yesterday, but we should get a pretty volatile day, all things considered. You can also see CLDR gapping up, but you can see APHA here up from 520 to 690s. We got CRON gapping up from 1270s to 1327. We got ACB gapping up from 585 to 617, which is actually one of the bigger percentage moves. CGC gapping up from 3118 to 3195. And so, yeah, cannabis sector is moving. But, yeah, CLDR, you can see on the top chart. Looks interesting here. We got, we also have Pinterest, PINS. PINS gapping up some from 28.30 to 32.55. So, a pretty significant gap up here. Over $4, about $4.25 it seems. So that one looks interesting. TNDM as well. TNDM gapping up from 60.20s to 67.10. So about $6.90, roughly $7 gap up for TNDM. That one looks solid too. GoPro moving some. Was originally red on the day, but then it rebounded and broke green, and now it's at 523 from 503, so it's up 20 cents. WKHS is gapping down, and I really wanted to buy a put option on this one. I forgot about it and missed the opportunity, I think. But if you guys remember me, it was either yesterday. Sorry, I got to catch my voice a little bit. Sorry, guys. If you guys can remember me talking about this one, it was either yesterday or the day before, talking about how I wanted to buy a put option because this one just looks extended on the daily chart. If you look at the daily chart, I mean, it just looked extended, and so missed that opportunity, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens with WKHS. Grub gapping up some here. GRUB is gapping up some. We'll see what happens with Grub here. What's up, Abby? There we go. Yeah, we'll see what else we get today. Let's see. Wipe my glasses off a little bit. All right, guys. So yeah, we got some interesting movers here. We'll see what else pops up on the scanner. We'll see what else we can get. New on the scanner, we got NCI, which looks like a buyout or an acquisition actually for that one. GLUU with a big gap down. The most interesting thing I'm watching is whether GameStop ends up coming back and giving back some of these gains. If you guys remember, I'm holding a $4 put option on GameStop, and I still have 15 days until it expires. GameStop yesterday went down to $3.78, and I probably should have sold. But while I was up like 60% of what I paid, or 60% of what I paid on the option. I paid like 20, and I was up like 30. And so I know that sounds like 50%, but it's like $12. I was up like $12 to like 32 or something. And so 60%. And You know, I could have taken that and just made my little $10, which would have been like a 20% gain of my account, but I figured I'd let it run. I got 2 weeks to see if GameStop drops well under this level to be a much larger winner, and so I guess that's what I'm going for. It's such a cheap option, and it's such a small time play that I'm not really super worried about it either way, to be honest. So we'll see what happens with it, though. SPWR is definitely one I'm going to be watching today just because it had such a big move yesterday and held the gains. I'm going to look for it to give some of this back. I think SPWR will probably come right back down. Or not, I don't know if it'll come right back down, but I think it'll probably give some of this back. I don't think it's going to actually hold these gains. So we'll see. I took a break from making videos yesterday, but I got my account up to, or I made $63 yesterday. I posted it to the Discord if you guys caught that, but I made 63 bucks. My account is up to 240,356, so I'm up over 350 in profits now, which is great. Solid week so far. I haven't actually lost this week, or I haven't had any losing days this week, I should say. I've had losing trades, but no actual losing days yet. Alright guys, I'm about to go get my coffee. We should have Mitch here. If Mitch is here, I might let him hold it down for a minute. Oh, there we go. What's up, Mitch? Sorry, let me go get my headphones and let me go get the rest of my stuff, man. Yo, yo, what's up, man? Hey, brother. I'm gonna go grab my headphones real quick. All right.
Uh,
Bro, you couldn't. Nobody could hear you. My headphones
no
weren't on.
worries.
So,
I had
okay.
that feeling when no one answered.
Yeah. All right. What's up? What's up, man? You saying what happened with
Oh,
what?
dude. Oh, whatever happened to forgot his name. Uh, the guy who used to always just try to. He was like a little against me. He's this Asian guy. He used to always stay in our chat.
Who? Uh,
I forgot his name, and then I
was he
forgot.
in? Was he a member, or was he an OG member, or was he just a member of the stream?
He was a member of the stream for a long time, but he'd always talk about AMD and MU.
I don't know, man.
You know how it is. We gain some and we lose some.
How do you know he was Asian?
Oh, I'll go back to his stream. I mean, I had some talks with him. I would always he'd
Yeah.
disagree with me a little, but I'd had fun with it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I've noticed, like doing the stream for so long, man, is that people come and go, man, and I don't think it has anything to do with our content channel or stream. I think it has more to do with people trying trading and then failing and then giving up is what usually happens. It's what I've noticed. Like people will try trading and then they fail and they give up and you just don't see them anymore. And
Yeah,
so you're going to get people that come in and out and in and out and some people will leave and then they'll come back because they're not trading anymore. And that's the biggest thing that gets people is just, trading is it takes a lot of perseverance to actually do it right. And
100%.
that's kind of why we lose people sometimes.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of a normal thing. One of the things that we're here for is the beginner trader, and that's really what we're here. Um, it, this channel is really not for, let's say, if you were an expert and you were just killing it on your own. That's not what this channel is for. This channel is for building your skills, kind of learning a system,
right,
and really learning how to implement the system. And what
for
we try
sure.
to do is try to teach you that through experience. Um, and that's really what we try to build on.
Right, for sure. It's one of the it's what what we really try to teach here, and like I said, it surprises me when we get hate because like we give everything to everybody for free, and what we really try to teach here that nobody else teaches. Honestly, though, I have seen a little uptick in the amount of people that are teaching this now, but risk reward is what we teach. Like we teach people how to calculate risk reward, and the issue I have with all of the gurus, almost all of them at least, is that none of them teach you risk reward. Arguably the single most important thing to learn as a trader, none of them teach you that. And so, what does that say? It says that most of them are nonsense. Most of them are just kind of like, hey, look at my $1 million strategy. What, buddy? If it's charged, yeah. Most of them are just trying to teach you the strategies. All the strategies can be learned online for free. For free. All the strategies are available online for free. You can find any strategy you want online on YouTube right now. And so that's not what the courses should be about. The strategies are insignificant. You know what I mean? And that's the crazy thing for me, just in the overall state of the market community. It's just crazy. It's nobody teaches risk reward. Why? I bet you I'll say this, and then you'll have a bunch of people that are, you'll have 5 or 6 videos come out tomorrow on risk reward. But nobody teaches it. I don't get it, man. I really don't understand. And how can you sell a course for thousands of dollars without teaching risk reward? It just doesn't make sense, man. It just doesn't. That's how you know it's nonsense.
I I got the guy, man. I remember his name now.
Who?
Isaiah. Isaiah.
Oh,
Remember Isaiah?
oh yeah, Isaiah, man. He lost the bet against me. He lost the bet against me. Uh,
Uh, I haven't seen him in a little while. I'm
yeah,
sure he'll be soon.
I bet Isaiah that the Patriots would win, and and they did. And I got the call. We got the call. He even changed his username to Isaiah Brady. And
Yeah,
so
I remember.
yeah, the bet was that if I won, I got to call him. I got to call him Brady, Tom Brady, or I got to call him Brady for a week. And if he won, he got to call me something, Patrick, for a week or something stupid. And so, uh, yeah, and
Man,
you guys know what happened
right,
with that one.
let's get into some good market news. Let's talk about the small time crash yesterday.
Yeah, man, look at this. Look at this little crash in the SPY, guys.
This is why we talk about resistance and support. Yesterday in pre-market, I talked about clear support, clear resistance at 299.30. That we're gonna approach that and test that. We actually went above that, got all the way up to the next resistance, which was 396 cents. And when we got up there, man, did she reject. She rejected hard. Gave us a Harmony candle showing us reversal, and immediately after that, giving us a bearish engulfing candle, which is that huge red candle that you see. We got a huge red candle. It went all the way from 300 down to 295s. That's a big move. Um, and then we got a little bounce there. We got a bounce to the 298s area, and then it just continued to hold on the downside. Today, important parts to look for are bounce back the same way we had yesterday. We're going to look to see if it's going to test resistance and break above resistance, or are we going to go?
That causes the connection to be unstable.
No,
But
the mics doesn't come through the the mic doesn't
right.
come through the phone. Only the video.
Hmm. I don't know what it is. Let me check my
Yeah,
speed.
the mic I have it connected to my computer. That's why I have three. So you see multiple participants. So we can also see a breakdown of the support. Uh, that's another thing that can happen. Just right out the water, we just completely tank. Where's the next support for the SPY?
Um, it broke
Looking
95.
at 294s.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The next major support is right around
Let's see, the
80.
monthly or the weekly.
Yeah, I'm on the daily. I mean, it's the next major support
I would
is
say
probably 280. Like major support is probably like 280, 281. Like, and this is the level I'm talking about. If you extend it to the left, a lot of confirmation in that level, specifically over the last year. And so 280 is a big level. Maybe 285. Maybe.
I'm seeing at least a momentary hold at 292, like 70s, 290, 293s. And so that's what I'm going to be looking to see if we can just crack through and make our way towards the next one, which is that 280 that you talked about. Um, I
Yep.
wanted to get below that and kind of hold that, and then we can look to try to tackle it.
Yeah, I'm looking at
We
the
did
ones
get
I'm, huh?
we did get positive news today. I would remind everyone we did get positive job data. So with that, we could see a massive bounce in the SPY. Even though we still have that negative news that Trump did yesterday looming, I think there could be a kind of a micro bounce back because of the positive job economic data that came out this morning.
Look at the spy, man. Right on cue for you saying that, brother. Look at that. Look, here we go. Look at them. Look at the spy right now. Um,
Well, hey, I called it
yeah.
important economic data coming out. Now we're going to come up to try to test this resistance. The resistance is 296.84. And then the next level up there, it would be 297. Let's see, that's 54. Or what's the high there? 297.53.
Yep.
So those are the two levels that I would pay attention. See what happens at those price points.
So let me
Welcome,
say.
welcome to the family, Miranda.
Yeah, what's up, Miranda? Yeah, I mean, basically, we just day trade live and let people watch us day trade live, and so that's basically all we do. We don't sell a course or do anything. We let people watch us day trade, and we break down stocks and the strategies that we use. That's it. So if that's what you're looking for, you're at the right spot. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't.
All right, see what's going on. Man, did you see the APHA?
Yeah, no, all the cannabis stocks: APHA, CGC,
I don't even
ACB.
want to talk about them. That's why I wanted to buy them.
Mm. I like
And
Cron.
they got to my price point, and that's why I'm a little upset. I should have just taken the buys. ACB, I said anywhere near 6. You could try to take risk off of that $5. Look for a move back to 10.
Yeah,
Um, APHA is the one that I wanted kind of to get in the quickest because the earnings are coming out, and that's what I was trying to pay attention for, earnings. And if I would have got in yesterday with that flash crash, it went down all the way to $5. I could have gotten in there at that $5 pricing that I wanted. I wanted a risk on this one only to 450. It would have been a 50-cent risk for a potential of $5 gain. Could have been looking really strong here, up here in the $6 range. And, hey, overnight swing could have done a nice $2 gain.
yeah, for sure. And honestly, we just like we thought, we are getting a somewhat volatile market right now. We got pins gapping up. I'm gonna look to short some of these. It all depends on what the market does, but CLDR is tradable for us. CLDR solid move up. Yeah, let me break down some news on the overall market and
Let's
on
do it.
certain stocks. That'll be fun. Let me see. Let me see if I can find some futures news real quick though. Most of the time I can type in what Netflix.
Do it.
Just look up some futures news. Anyway, let me get this out, and then
What was that other one that ran too yesterday? Was it S?
SPWR. SPWR.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that
look
one.
at that one for a potential short too.
Yeah, SPWR. That one did jump up pretty big, and we can trade it. So got to keep an eye on that one. Another one that I'm watching is a long-term support, what I call the multi support breakdown. I did see a breakdown of this yesterday, and I want to see if it's going to continue to break down. That's LJPC. This is a low volume stock. We need to see it break $8. It has a huge support here at $8. If it does break $8 today, I could see this one cracking down. It's finally getting to 750s and below. Huge shadow below. Um, Good resistance there, 61. So I'm going to be watching to see if we get volume in this one to break it down because I did see some shorts come in yesterday and the volume kind of increase at the top. Each spike was getting shorted into. So I'm going to be watching this one to see if it's going to break down that 8.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm looking at for market news right now is right now we got Gold's Haven appeals. Gold continued to lift the precious metal Friday, a day after President Trump shook up global financial markets by moving to intensify a trade fight between China by announcing additional tariffs on Chinese goods. Gold for December delivery is up 1.07%. COMEX rose $20.70 or 1.4% to $1,453.10 an ounce, while September silver SIU is down 0.40% and off 3 cents. So yeah, yesterday Trump announced in a series of tweets that the U.S. would impose 10% tariffs on $300 billion of additional imported Chinese goods and products. The move, intensifying the long-running U.S.-China trade fight, came after both Washington and Beijing had earlier described recent talks as constructive. Trump basically saying he is going to impose 10% tariffs on the $300 billion Chinese import economy of the U.S. And that's per Market Watch, end quote. So we'll see what happens with that. Interesting here. The market definitely took a dive. Something I always find interesting whenever Trump makes tweets is that I wonder if Twitter stock is going to go up because of this, man. You know, like he uses Twitter so much, more than any other president in history.
I'm surprised there hasn't been some look into by the Department of Justice whether that is even legal for him to be doing that.
He's just posting, man. He's posting, man.
I'm sure there's something that there's against there. There's a competitive advantage that he's taking.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody can compete with Twitter when he's just posting up on Twitter.
Yeah, man. Like they can't censor him. It's hilarious to me. And I'm like I said, I don't even like politics. My take is that you get involved in politics, the more I've said it too many times.
It's a good company to look for a short, guys. Etsy. I'm seeing it on the down gapper. Let's see if we got negative earnings or something like that. Etsy. ETSY.
Etsy. Yeah, I mean, it's about break even, so it had a down gap, but then they said something to rebound it.
Yeah, I like those. Those show me, hey, the potential move is down here. Okay? The bounce back is $4 here, but the move down is bigger than $4. We're looking at a $6 move from here. So I'm going to be looking to see if that one can hold resistance and make a hard move down. This one does have a daily move that it can come down to 63 and below that, and then can come down to that $60 pricing. Chart, it just shows it clear.
You're breaking up.
Man,
the last statement you made didn't come through.
It's earnings, so I'll be watching that one to hold resistance. Has a big time resistance at 67.29. So look for that resistance to hold up there.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, so you guys see WKHS. This is one I really wanted to buy a put option. And I talked about it on stream yesterday. The reason I wanted to buy a put option is very obvious. If you want to see what I look for an overextended stock to buy a put option on, I'm not going to say it's exactly WKHS because a lot of times I'm looking for just single day spikes. I'm just looking for one day of a big spike and then a consequential fail. But WKHS, if you want to see long-term overextension, WKHS is a great example of it. And I never ended up doing it. I talked about it a lot. And unfortunately, I missed this big move. So it hurts. But it does give me confirmation that what I'm seeing is correct in the long-term chart. So we'll see what AMD microchip sector is down. And the microchip sector has definitely gotten hit in the last few days. Not only yesterday after Trump's announcement did AMD and MU get hit, but the previous few days it'd been in a downtrend. It had closed, let's see, red day, gap down. So yeah, it had been in a downtrend up until yesterday as well. So it wasn't just yesterday that caused AMD, MU, the microchip sectors drop. So we'll see. GRUB is gapping up some as well. Okay, so let me look up some actual news since I went over futures and market news already. So, first one, CLDR. This bottom chart here, CLDR gapping up from 635 to 750. This one is up. Let me find the news. So this one just says the market cap stands at 1.7 billion for CLDR, and according to the most recent rating by the Stifel Nicholas on July 6th, the current rating is at hold, which a price target of $6. So that's all I'm seeing for CLDR here. I don't know whether we're actually going to get a bigger move.
Let's do it. Look at the SPY.
SPY ripping.
No, man, look at that 15-minute. It just has super wick.
Man, that thing just... That's the sound effect, too. Like, it was getting hype behind it. Right, it was getting some hype. No, it pulled back, basically. Came all the way back down, man.
No, I'm telling you, it's kind of like I tried to describe it this morning. It has the market right now has a micro news that's positive, but the big news is negative because of the trade wars.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's a little bit of a bounce. I think we're gonna get kind of bounces and then bigger moves on the downside. So we get small bounces, bigger moves on the downside. So I'm gonna be looking for the bounce instead of not expecting the bounce. I'm looking for the stocks to just kind of bottom and tanked out. If that happens, I'll react to it, but I'm actually going to be more looking for the SPY to kind of bounce into so that I can get good levels to short into. Especially when we start having extension on the downside, you don't want to catch yourself chasing stocks.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to find the news. So for some reason now, MT Newswires is only telling me the market cap. So it's not actually any news, man. So TND, well, I have news, but their lists for the stocks moving is only showing me the market cap. So TNDM is the one I'm looking up now. It's up after the release of second quarter earnings that beat the analyst estimates and updated 2019 guidance. So positive guidance and earnings for TNDM. I've traded this one a lot before. This one used to be very small, actually, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So this one was down at under 20s. I think it was over a year ago that I traded it. Yeah, so yeah, this one, what I thought, this one was down at 0, and this is one of those ones that fails and then comes right back. Look at this long-term chart. Look at the 3-year chart of TNDM, Mitch. It was at $88, came all the way down to $17, came all the way down to like $2, $3, $2.14, and then came all the way back to 75. So a very uncommon long-term chart. You know, most of the time you don't see them bounce back. So TNDM, one I'm watching. It's at 66.80 now, gapping up from 60.23, so it's gapping up about $6.50 or so. We got
one that I'm really watching today, guys. MBEV, positive earnings. We'll watch that.
Yeah, I'm looking at all the cannabis. CGC, CGC Con looks solid.
I'm kicking myself a little bit over here. Like, man, should just took these swing trades.
And I'm also going to be looking at I'm looking at some of the stocks that ran the last few days, specifically ENPH and SPWR. Because both of those ran yesterday. They didn't really get affected by the bad news of the market too much. And they all pretty much stayed solid. I mean, SPWR is up to 15 even in pre-market. And then ENPH is up to almost 30, and so I'm going to look to short these, see if they come back down some. If they rip, I'm just going to move on and not pay attention to them anymore. But yeah, I'm going to look for some fades, some range-bound trades with these for sure. Kind of try to attack my strategy with some of these is what the goal is for today. Yeah, I mean, the SPY, while flat, it's volatile, Todd, for sure. So the SPY's flat, or at least it was more flat than it is now. Now it's actually down some, but it's volatile at least. It's moving. Volume solid on it.
Yeah, the 3 that I'm going to be watching kind of oil plays like DWT, UWT. The reason I'm watching these is not necessarily I want to trade them, but I want to see if oil is going to rip out today. A lot of times when we get investors that are pulling back in the market overall, we're going to get gold and oil to kind of make moves. Watching gold, oil.
I think this is the second day this has happened too. I gotta check it. I pay for the gigabit internet, 1,000 megabits per second, and so I'm getting ripped off here. I'm paying like $250 a month for this high quality internet that keeps going out.
All right, we got a flag on the TVIX, so good thing to watch for, guys.
Yeah, it's just an upside down version of the SPY on the TVIX, so that means we got a downward flag in the SPY, I guess. Yeah. I was actually impressed with Todd. Yesterday, Todd told me he was in OXY. And if you look at OXY, where Todd was into it, Todd was going long right here on OXY. And I didn't want to tell him at the time, but I was completely against this trade. I was completely against the trade. I thought Todd was wrong. It looked like a VWAP rejection. And so I was sitting there telling Todd, like, yeah, looks good, man, looks good. Really deep down inside, I'm sitting there thinking, this thing's about to turn against Todd, and Todd's about to lose money. But Todd was right. I was wrong. This thing ended up spiking up really nice for Todd. And so props to him, man. Todd's my boy, man. I actually have him on my real Facebook. It's like my OG trading buddy. But yeah, he was correct, man. He was right. Like I said, I was pretty skeptical of it, you know. And he was right, man. He proved me wrong. So nice work, brother. Yeah, Comcast.
We'll be watching the TVIX on the 15-minute today to kind of let me know what's going on. Also with the SPY. Normally, I don't watch TVIX because it moves too slow. But when it gets a ramp up like this is when I like to pay attention to it. It helps me kind of also understand the SPY. It's a tighter kind of range stock. So the stock has a tendency of doing a lot more fake outs, so pay to it.
Up again. Can you guys hear me say that?
Question is it just my mic or am I actually breaking up?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Can you guys hear me say, hey, Mitch, you're breaking up again? Yes, you can. Okay, so that means it's you, Mitch, because that means my end's clear. That means it's either you or it's Zoom is what it is. Which makes me feel a little bit better because it's not my internet, but... Okay, so Todd's saying, yeah, it's just his mic. That's what I thought. I don't think it's his mic. I think it's just Zoom is what I actually think it is because the stream is connected to my voice regardless of what Zoom's doing. And so I think it's Zoom. Something with Zoom is what it seems like.
I think $100 stock could at least give us some good confidence.
Honestly, you just broke up for the first half of that again, man. So, yeah, there's Mitch.
What's up?
Honestly, I like your mic though. Like my mic is way over here, so it's like if I gotta talk, I'm sure this probably sounds great, but yeah. I mean, honestly, thinking about it, like I don't even like this mic stand that I have. I gotta find my old piece to it and just connect the old piece because the mic stand. Don't buy a $20 mic stand off of Amazon. Lesson learned. You know.
That's all it is, man.
Right.
Just return it to him. I return everything to him.
Oh, bro, no, I work for Amazon. So I actually have I have two Amazon businesses. One of them is technically a Kindle, but I have two Amazon businesses, and I get people all the time that buy an expensive book from me and then just say, hey, I didn't get it. And Amazon just gives them the refund. They don't even make them send it back. They just process that refund. They just say, here you go. Here you go. Here's a free book. Here's a free book taken out of John's check. Free book on John. You know, they do it all the time, and I get it. I understand why, and it's an important lesson in running a business. You always take care of your customers over everything.
This way, you leave yourself a little bit of room in your margin.
Right, because those customers will come back and spend 3 times as much if you take care of them, and so it's a good lesson in business, really, for Amazon. YouTube does it as well. YouTube will take care of the viewers over the creators, and there's a reason why. You know,
service recovery.
Yeah, it's smart business. I can't even get mad at him. That's how you run a business, you know. But
AbeNet, you can get yourself a mug, man. Go to the website.
What's up? Oh, y'all want a mug? Yeah, check out the website, guys. Look at this beautiful VWAP fade mug.
Yeah,
right
flash
here.
that mug.
Look at that. Oh yeah, check it out.
Oh,
VWAP fade. If you're having trouble remembering the strategies, buy a mug, guys. Buy a mug. Go to our website. I'll post that link. Listen, guys, and this is the you ever see us selling on our website. Literally, only thing you'll see us selling on our website from here on out is merchandise. And
It's
so you
really
want to,
just to have some fun. Join the family, man.
right, buy a mug. Support your favorite YouTuber. And really, you don't even have to buy a mug. If you want to just go to our site, I still appreciate it. Go to our site. Uh, Go to our site. We got free content, free classes, free
You like the
strategy
tall
breakdowns.
boys? All right, Austin. We can work on the next one to make it a little taller,
Yeah, I got you.
a taller version.
No, they're shipping. I had to get some shipping supplies to ship them out, so I just shipped them out 2 days ago, Fiona. So you'll get it. Yeah, I'm a little slow with shipping. Plus, it's media mail, and so I didn't charge anybody for shipping, and so shipping might take a week or two. $10, man. If it was $10, these are expensive mugs. Like, don't get it twisted, man. I would do it for $10, but there would be no margin in that because these mugs, like custom mugs to put your like logo and imprint on them, and not only that, but to have the green inside is actually what cost me more. But I thought it was necessary. The green inside is what actually cost me more for some reason. But I thought it was necessary because it's a trader mug. The inside's got to be
There you go.
green.
That's my boy Junior over here. Where's the
You know,
flask?
VWAP flasks.
Where's the flask? My boy said.
Yeah, look at GoPro. GoPro is it's moving. At least it's moving. I'll say that.
I
GoPro.
know Fitbit got hit hard. Let me check out Fitbit. Ooh, yeah, they get hit hard. This is one that I'm expecting to die. This company not gonna survive.
Oh, Fitbit. Oh, there's no way Fitbit is going to survive. It was
Hey
a
man,
fad.
you could
It
look at this thing. Look at the weekly and monthly chart on
right.
this. You could.
Fitbit is Fitbit is in the same category as fidget spinners and the ice cream that you eat that makes you blow vapor out of your mouth. That's really bad for you. It's in the same fad
Oh yeah, that
category
that one
as
was really bad.
right fidget spinners. The ice cream that's super bad for you that makes you blow smoke out of your mouth and Fitbits. Honestly, and I have an issue because like last year, my whole family asked me for Fitbits. My daughter got one that she never uses. My wife got one that she never uses, and you can get the exact same thing for 4 times as cheap. And so, you know what I mean? It is
Yep,
what it
same
is.
thing happened to GoPro, man. I think GoPro's a dead stock also.
Oh yeah, Fiona, my bad. GoPro. I don't know, man. GoPro has a little bit more. GoPro. I think GoPro will be around longer for sure. I think
Yeah.
GoPro is not. It's not as much of a fad as these other ones. GoPro's been around. The cameras are solid. People still use the cameras for a lot of different stuff, and so
I don't know, man. The technology is getting old.
yeah, I
Technology is
guess.
getting old. My thing is just innovation. If a company can't innovate itself, then it can only last as long as the product life. And product life in technology world really doesn't last long. Your competitive advantage, you need to redo competitive advantage every single time, and that's what like companies like let's say Apple are doing. Let's say in this kind of if you look at what GoPro consists of, it consists of a chip brought to you by Ambarella.
Yeah, exactly. GoPro is used at least a couple times a year. Fitbits are in a drawer somewhere. That's where mine are, man. My whole
Exactly.
family asked
So
for one.
it's not too much more, but at the same time, it's something that isn't as popular, but more expensive. GoPro is
Right.
definitely going to be more expensive than a Fitbit. I just think
Not
it's kind of
necessarily
one of those
so,
things
man.
that I think GoPro really keeps itself alive just with its influence and it's kind of generational. That people look at it like extreme sports and stuff like that. They put out stuff like Red Bull that has kind of influentials behind it.
I mean, here's the thing though, bro. So you can get a GoPro Hero 7 for $200. My wife's Fitbit that had the heartbeat monitor was like 200 and something dollars. It was over 200. And this is when they first came out, but that's what I'm saying. You basically get a timer. You get a timer, right? For over 200 bucks. Fitbits are, what is Fitbit price at? Honestly, cuz this might be my next long-term put option. It's kind of low. I think they're going to fail. It just depends on, like Mitch said, here's the thing. It depends on how much they can evolve their company. If they can branch off into other stuff and use their influence to branch off into other stuff, then they'll succeed. But if they just keep trying to sell people Fitbits, they're going to fail, man. Because, like, I know my kids don't use their Fitbits. My wife doesn't use their Fitbits. Honestly, we don't even know where it is. It's like $600 worth of stuff that's just sitting around my house somewhere that nobody ever uses. It was just a fad. Like I said, it's the equivalent of fidget spinners in the fitness world.
All right.
Pandora is an app, and so it's a little bit different. It's kind of like Snapchat in that regard. But I like Pandora. I still use Pandora. I think Pandora was the first, and that's what it really. Not Pandora wasn't even the first, but somehow Pandora got the market cap before everybody else did, and yeah, I don't know. I haven't kept track of Pandora's. It's harder to tell with Pandora because it's software. You know what I mean? It's not a physical product.
I like this quote here. Kind of what I was talking about earlier. This has to do with oil and also our market as a whole. It says crude has consolidated with a hefty rebound in early trading today. However, volatility will remain likely high as the market gets a feel for potential Chinese retaliatory measures in the coming days. While the more medium-term macro situation has taken a hit with the chances of a swift U.S.-Chinese reapproachment diminishing, what you're going to really look is to see kind of the bounce backs.
Breaking up. Yeah, see, this is Zoom. This
And like
is
I
Zoom.
talk about it, the micro
just froze.
of the jobs is coming back.
I think you got most of it in there. Wait, I already have TEFs up, don't I? Yeah, I do. There we go. So yeah, my TEFs account is at $356 in the profits. I will take it. Got to keep going with bigger sizing, though. Yesterday, I've been really proud of my trading, but if I would have used big sizing yesterday and the day before, then I would have really, really made some solid gains. You know, like my accuracy was 80% yesterday. I traded 5 times. 4 of them were successful. Even Mitch sent me his P&L after the stream. His P&L was solid, too. He came back and let a...
$100 day. I'll take it.
Let a slow morning come back and you know, do it. All right, guys, we got 9 seconds. 9 seconds. Let's do this, guys. Good luck. Let's trade. All right. Let's see. I'm going to be watching, like I said, I'm going to be watching SPWR, CLDR, AMD, Pinterest, ENPH is what I'm watching. And as much as I want to short GoPro I don't have the best results with. I've traded it before. At least with fades and VWAP strategies, I haven't had great results with it.
Yeah, it's kind of like Snap.
Yep.
Square. I'm looking at Square, guys.
Here we go. GameStop back down to 83. Let's see.
Look at the down gap on Square. I just noticed how big of a down gap it had.
It's gotta be earnings, right? Whoa, yeah. I mean, that's like a 25% gap down. Not quite. That is, what, 80% or 10% gap down? 8% gap down or so. It's still a big gap down.
Yeah, it's down 14% on the day. 14, 15% gap down. That's a big gap down.
I'm rooting for GameStop's demise here. Let's see if it tanks. I'm still watching GameStop, seeing if that thing's going to fail. SPY is dropping.
Looking for AMRN to bounce back here.
Yeah, my GameStop puts at $32 now. I'm up 12 bucks from what I paid for it. I paid $20 for it. I'm up 12 bucks.
Good drop there in APHA. You could look for a fade in that. EMPH knockdown.
So yeah, I'm up 60% in this put option for GameStop. I'm not gonna sell it though. I mean, I'm gonna wait to see if we get a larger breakdown. All right, CLDR breaking down. SPWR back at the VWAP. Pinterest is spiking up here. Pinterest is up to 33.10. AMD maybe gonna pull back to the VWAP here. Ooh, AMD.
Get my recorder started.
Yep. Hey, you reminded me this time. Yeah. AMD is what I'm actually pretty interested in because I can use a risk of 41, and so my risk is about 8 cents. But we need to move up there. EMPH.
The spread killing me in EMPH. I would have got into it, guys. It's the spread. The spread is dangerous, guys. It's 20-cent spread. And I almost got in there at 25s, but I wanted 30s. I haven't selected 30s, and that's why I haven't taken EMPH. The spread would be massive if I got in there at 20, and next thing you know, the ask was 29.50.
Yeah.
Don't want to go ahead and see that happen. So sometimes you just got to limit risk. This is a possibility where the risk and reward do not match.
Yeah, AMD had good risk reward, but it's squeezing up here.
I like AMRN.
I'm glad I didn't get involved with that one. Red to green
that
move.
90 bounce.
It looks like we're going to get a red to green move on AMD, and that's what we're getting. It's breaking high. So glad I didn't take it. It just squeezed up too quick for me to really want to get involved with it at that point. Cron, maybe, is going to be interesting. CRON. If it gets up to 24, you could use a risk of like 30, so like a 6-cent risk. I don't hate that for Cron. SPWR pulling a washout long. Little mini washout long.
All right, I'm going to watch AMRN here, let it come up to 90s, reject 90s, and then I can short it off of this 91 high.
I feel like Cron's going to take a dive here before I can actually get it. Yep, there it goes. Caught it. Unfortunate. But it never got to my level. It never was actually the move. Pinterest with the VWAP reject. ENPH doesn't look that bad here. Hey, you guys turn that down.
Square up there. Man, that square moved so fast from that VWAP.
Yeah, it's still right around there. Now it's not. I think hit.
How is this? I was like, yo.
There it is.
I was like 60 cents later. You guys don't see the range on this one is ridiculous. When it spiked there, that was a 60-cent spike to the VWAP.
Here goes EMPH.
You could have got in there and immediately got like $1 move down.
Here goes EMPH.
It was crazy.
ENPH, though, my risk would have to be about 40. So if we can get up to 30, I'll take it. But the spread needs to get up to 32. I like it. I think, especially with that big long wick at the open, I don't think it's going to break that. But it's just about whether I want to eat the bad spread here for ENPH.
Looking at
I think
AMRN.
it's about to come back down to a 29 at least for this one. Cron is back up there too. See, there it goes. EMPH. Called it out, unfortunate, but missing them today. Cron, though, I mean, I'll look at Cron, like I said, with a risk of 30. So, like a 10-cent risk. Solid reward target, too, of like 20 cents or so. Looking too much like a red to green move for Cron now. And ENPH, the spread is just rough. Oh, there's a squeeze, so maybe it was the right move. A lot of these are pulling red to green moves, so I'm not going to toy with them now. SQ's back up there, but I think it's a little bit too volatile for me today. Yeah, there goes Kron with the red to green, breaking highs. If ENPH comes back down to 27, I'll think about it, but at that point, no.
All right. Might get in here, guys. 1790s, risk off of 1796 here for AMRN.
Ooh, AMRN is that move that I like too. I might join you in that one.
Small bounce here. I'll get in here. Trying to risk
Yep.
5 cents here. See ripping out there. Ooh.
Yeah, CGC is bouncing.
Yeah, those cannabis plays, man. If I would have just been able to get in those.
All right, so we got. I actually like
Happy.
this. I actually like this drop on AMRN and ENPH. And so if it bounces back to 87, I'll probably take it now for AMRN. I'm also looking at ENPH for the same type of move, but ENPH needs to drop a little bit more. So yeah, if we get a bounce up to 87, I'll take this one. And really, any bounce I could start to scale into it for AMRN and just look to attack that 75 level. Let's see if we can get 1 or 2 more cents higher though. Ah. $84s. $83s.
I'm thinking about Square, but I didn't want to take it there at the VWAP because the spread and kind of where the last high was. The last high was about 30 cents off of the VWAP. So I wanted to come back up and make a third resistance.
I'm looking at a WKHS here.
Yeah, that one has some support at 275s. EMPH up there again. All right, the rejection would be here, 45s.
All right, I'm gonna jump in AMRN here with 100 shares. Maybe look to risk off of 92 or so. So a tight risk.
Good strong move there from EMPH. Someone bought it up there. Oh, it might have been a good thing you didn't get in that EMPH. That thing ripped out.
Yeah, man. Once it started putting in those highs, I just didn't like it anymore. I didn't want to get caught in that big monster squeeze up. Is the biggest thing for it. SPY is actually reversing and coming back here. So I was thinking about. I was trying to scale into AMRN, but I might just hold my 100 shares to my wrist now. Look at the SPY.
Square ripped down there on that VWAP touch.
87. Maybe with this drop. Depends on what the spread is looking like. The bid and the ask are below where the price of the stock is, so there's 89s again.
APHA up there. Maybe 65, 66 here.
All right, I'm in with the 100 share or 200 shares now for AMRN. Really nice rejection now. Don't mind scaling into this one as it kind of stays in this range. And if not, I'll just take a quick little gain, build up some green on the day. Look at that pullback in ENPH. The SPY is pulling back is what it's getting. But now, specifically for ENPH, if ENPH comes down to 29.12, 29.15, and then bounces back up to the VWAP at 29.30, I'll add to that, and I'll jump in that. But it's got to get down there.
Short here, risking 8 cents here. 8 cents on APHA. Like to see it hold this pre-market high of 71. Risk is right above it, 78.
SQ, solid fade on SQ. Look at that thing, man.
Liking this one even more now. Waiting for the next candle.
Gonna look to try to scale in some more up to 86 for this one. Don't know if we're gonna get there
Okay.
though.
If the next candle can't break 70 on the bounce, I'll add into APHA and try to get it knocked down right there to the 650s.
All right, I don't mind adding on this bounce. If we can get up to 84, I'll add a little bit more. Don't know if we're gonna get it though. That looks good. I like that fade. There's 84s, 83s. Yeah. I'm trying to get a good ad spot here. What's my average? My average, it seems, is 85 or so.
All right, don't want it to break 70 here. Let it reject off 70.
All right, so I can add a little bit more. Ugh. I barely missed that ad, so my average isn't going to be as good. I got 300 shares now.
Action off 70. There you go. I like that.
Look at
All right,
SQ
hit
with
the
that
ad
fade.
there, guys. In here at 66,000 shares, risking off 72. We'll take quick profits at 650. Look for a drop to 630.
All right, and ENPH is doing the same thing I talked about. So it's back down to that level at 2912 level that I talked about. So if we get a bounce up to 30, I'll take it again. Or I'll take it for ENPH. Man, look at the drop. Ugh. This is why I take that trade, is because there's just so much weakness when it does this. For
AMRN, maybe after this rejection here.
Yeah, I'm already in AMRN with 300 shares. I scaled into it.
It doesn't seem bad.
No. Just depends. I'm just going to hold it to that previous high at 89 now. I'm thinking about ENPH here too. The VWAP has since dropped, unfortunately, so that's the biggest issue with it. But I like the range a little bit better for ENPH.
All right, I really like that last rejection there on APHA.
All right, remember, guys, so the levels I was talking about for ENPH was 2912. If it can continue to stay down there, I'll add to it. See what I want to take. What's the range? I can probably take 100 shares with this one. Try to scale into it.
Gotta be careful with it. Just not let it go over the 70s here. Rejection's gonna give us that clean sweep here. A lot of consolidation in this area here.
Okay, here, you can't print anything right now, Maddie. Okay, I'm working right now. You can't do that. Okay. Never got it with ENPH. I'm still looking for it to move up to 29 or 30 or so. But we'll see if we could actually get that move. AMRN, I'm kind of torn on
All
that
right,
now.
liking it now, guys. Willing to add here at 63 or 64.
Look at Kron. Kron's right at the VWAP now too. Still waiting for that same bounce I talked about up to like 27 for ENPH. Getting a little bit of a squeeze up for AMRN. Not liking it as much, but we'll give it some time. I would love a rejection here and then a move back down to the lows. But either way, it's such a small range stock that I'm not super concerned about it either way. Still waiting for my ENPH move.
All right, need to be careful right here, guys. Might touch 70. Remember, 71 and 72 is what we'll stop out on If it just wicks to 70, that's actually a good thing. That'll show that resistance, and then we can get this pull right back down.
AMRN, I'm thinking about adding to it, um, especially after this confirmation that we just got in my level. So now there's a lot of resistance above. I don't know if we're going to get the move for ENPH. I've been waiting for that move, and I could have added to it, but I think if I'm going to trade AMRN, I got to take larger sizing, though, because even with 300 shares, it's just a small range. There's the move on ENPH. Was waiting for that move. Just never got my entry spot. Unfortunate. Look at that move on ENPH. Beautiful breakdown.
All right, guys, can't let it get rip over the 70. Got to be careful here.
Now I got to move on from ENPH. It just the same exact pattern I look for happened. It just didn't. It just didn't give me my entry. But there it goes. There's the breakdown.
All right, guys, hitting it hard on this one now. In here, 1,400 shares. Want to see it crack 60. Don't want to see it past 72 here. 72 is my risk here. Saw that last rejection, went for it. Let's see what happens here. If it reverses up, it reverses up. But it got the rejection from that resistance. That's why I went for the add.
All right, gonna think about adding to this one too for AMRN. It stayed in this range still, and I can effectively hold it until it breaks out of the range. So let me see, from 85 up to 90.
And squeeze here, guys.
$20. Not terrible if I add to it. Kron rejected there too. Yeah, we got a little bit of confirmation in this.
Got to be careful here, guys. I'm getting squeezed. I'm just trying to get a good exit. If he rejects here, for sure 75s, I'm out. Out. Got the rejections, got everything needed for taking the trade. Just got squeezed hard there.
Don't stress it. It is what it is. Still early in the day, you know.
Yeah, just took my shot there. Definitely not happy with that, but hey, that's how it goes. The only thing it could be is taking the trade at the right spot. I took the trade at the right spot. Got a good rejection from that last rejection. It just, someone was buying up that VWAP. Little annoying. Should have this stock on the long term. Then it wouldn't be too bad.
I'm looking at Kron right here. Maybe ENPH if it gets back there. Maybe. So I did add another 100 to AMRN here as well. Gonna look to see if we can just get it back down to these lows. I tried to scale into it, but if this one stops me out, it'll be small.
All right, TVIX moving up there. Let's see what happens to the spot. It looks like we're going to get a push down here.
Look at SQ fade, man. That SQ faded nice. Looking at ENPH now, it's starting to move back to the VWAP here. It's just, I missed my original entry with ENPH, and so I don't know whether I want to force it or not, man. It's just, I like the move. If it can get back to 29.15, I think I would have to risk off of 40, and so I'd have to compensate with my share size on that one.
All right. expecting a quick pullback here to the 48s here for AMAT. Got a risk off of 48.20 here though. Could get quickly stopped out.
See you, Junior. Later, brother.
Yep. That, my friends, is not how you trade. I am off today.
All right, here goes ENPH moving back to the VWAP. Just about whether I want to take it. My risk could be, like I said, 40 is what I would risk off of. 42 maybe. And so 15, about a 25-cent risk to figure out what kind of share size I want to take for that. It's right back up there too. I guess 100 shares, but we got to get a move back up. Look at that flush. Ah, there it was. Just not the greatest spread for me on ENPH, but that was it right there. Unfortunate. Looks like it might move without me. The only issue I have with AMRN at this point is because it's just consolidating. We'll see if we can get we'll see if we can actually get a breakdown of this level. So I can take some of this size off here. There's 79s. I'll give it one more little chance here. Look at that fade in ENPH. That was it, man. That hurts too. Look at that Cron. I mean, Cron's rangy today. AMRN is just stuck in this range, which is what I like, but the range is too small for me to really get any solid gains from it. SQ is what I'm kind of looking at. SQ. If it gets back there on the climb, it might be solid. And so what we see now with AMRN is we're seeing lower highs. Movement down on the chart, which is good for me, but like I said, the range is just a little bit too small. Yeah, EMPH was solid. I just missed it. It barely got up there. It got up there for maybe 5 seconds. And so there's 80s again. SQ slowly coming back there, guys. SQ slowly coming back. I don't know if I like ENPH now, because if ENPH now breaks or gets back up there, it's going to be putting in higher highs and higher lows, and so not great for me. Not anymore, at least. It was solid at first. Look at that SQ here. It's trying to climb back. Yeah, and look how rangy AMRN is. It's just back and forth. All right, there's a squeeze up. We'll see. I mean, I'll try to hold the rest. At this point, as we put in higher highs like this, I'm just adjusting my risk accordingly. And so I'm just going to risk it off of this high now, because if it breaks that high, then it's putting in a higher high, which is a bullish sentiment. I just don't want to be caught in that. ENPH called that one out. Beautiful fade too, man. That one hurts too. Look at that. Perfect fade. Exactly off of the VWAP too. Unfortunate. Yeah, it definitely is today, Todd. It's definitely following the SPY today. But it sometimes, it most of the time follows the SPY, I'm sure, just because it's such a high cap stock. All right, so there's a move up for AMRN. Like I said, I'm just risking off of this 87 level. Very tiny risk. Kind of looking at Cron too here. Kind of looking at Cron. Let's see. Risk off of like 34 with CRON. I kind of like APHA here now too. But that's kind of the same move with Cron because it put in that high. It kind of faked everybody out on the long side. All right, but there's the move back down into the bottom of the range for AMRN. We'll see what happens here. I mean,
Yeah, I got squeezed out on APHA. It is what it is.
yeah, I mean it broke high
Got
in the
squeezed
days.
out twice, two days in a row. I've been trying to long this one on a long term and short it on a micro. Just shows you.
Whew, caught it. Finally, I caught the drop on AMR8. I've been trying to catch the bottom of this drop all day, and I finally caught it, man. I've been trying to scale out some of this. All right, we're down to 77s. Whew, I caught it, man. It's been faking me out with that drop twice already. Let's see if we can break the lows here for AMR now. There we go. There's the low break. Down to 74s. I'm going to get off another half there just to bank some profits. Hold the rest break even. Oh no. I heard my son. My guess is he tried to jump from our beanbag chair and he hit the floor. All right, so we'll see if AMRN can break these lows. This is if you want to see why I don't trade low of the day breaks and high of the day breaks. AMRN doing this is exactly why I don't trade low or high of the day breaks. These fake outs happen so much with momentum low and high of the day breaks that they're just not worth it. And these are the strategies that a lot of gurus teach. Is it breaks the low of the day, jump in short. It breaks the high of the day, jump in long. It almost never works. And you know, this is exactly why. You look at AMRN, this is why. Because it breaks that low of the day, comes right back up. I'm going to give it some time, see if it can eventually break down here. But it's got to break under 75, which is a psychological level as well. 76. Cron doesn't look bad there, too. All right, there we go. There's a nice little drop down to 72. We'll see if this low of the day break continues. But I could add some sizing back on any bounces, but finally got that range breakout here. Already, though, I've already taken most of the profits off of this trade because, I mean, again, I'm not actually trying to hold this for the low of the day break. I'm more so just trying to hold it to play the range. I'll try to give it some time. I don't mind Kron here at all. I might consider Kron here as well. All right, I'm going to get out there. $27 gain for me on this one. Small win. We'll see what else we can do. I could hang it up. If I hang it up right now, that would be that would be 5 green days in a row this week. It's actually 6 green days in a row. But I haven't lost this week. I haven't had a losing day so far this week. So,
All right, entry there in square.
Yeah, square's right there too.
All right, took off 80 there, guys. $80 there on that first down move. It was risky.
That's
I probably
good, bro.
should have held some, but it was risky there.
Are you out of all of them?
Nah, took out 700 of it. It's more of a scalp.
Yeah, I'll
Got a
tell you
great
what.
entry. I really say my emotions got the best of me there. Should have held to the support, guys. Should be taking profits at 69 at the very minimum. Definitely rushed to that profit there, but with 2 big losses on the day, just didn't want to take another risk. I can tell my emotions got the best of me there. I always talk about execution. Stay on the execution. Don't worry about the emotions. And right there, perfect execution on entry. Got in there at 69, 43s, and 45s. Great execution. Just not following through with the trade there.
Yeah, bud. Here, ask your mom to do it. Here, come here. Come here. Hey, no, come here. Come here. Come here. Hey, let's say hey to everybody. My son just doesn't respect. Just no respect there. I'm like, hey, come here. He's just done. He's off. Look at AMRN. I should have held AMRN. Hey, sweetie. You can be on here if you want to. I mean, oh my gosh, your hair is a mess. Oh no. That's my daughter, guys. I was really thinking about adding to Kron too, and I'm honestly still kind of considering APHA here. I got Mitch up.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Just give it a second here. All right, gonna crack out half of it again. Now, if this cracks down, we can look to add again at VWAP on the bounce up. If it just bounces up to our level, we have to keep break even with the rest. All right, there you go, guys. Nice little flush there. Here's the support here. Let's see if it cracks it.
Looking good for you, brother. Nice work, man.
All right, gonna take half off there at 78. Now I got 272. This is kind of making up for the losses. Now I can let this last little bit work and try to get me a gain for the day. You can re-add it at VWAP or 26s, 30s.
Killer trade, man. Nice work, brother.
Yeah, the entry I think I got to be the most proud of. Got a 43 and a 45 entry. And you look at that first spike, that red candle, that's right there. I drew my trend line. I knew that that would be the area it was approaching. You guys will see in the review. I draw that trend line and I approach it just to that trend line. I say if it's going to get to that trend line, that's where I'm going to get filled. John and I always talk about getting closest to your risk. And this way I was able to risk right off there at 68, 66, and get in there at the 45s, risk about 20 cents. But this had a huge potential reward. So,
Right. From a risk reward perspective, the closer you enter your stock relative to the risk you're getting into, then the better your risk reward ratio is going to be. But your accuracy can also go down. And so you want to judge it in the correct way. Got squeezed up on APHA.
all right, guys, gonna take half of it off there. Give myself $323 for the day on this one ticker, and that puts me in the green.
Nice work, bro.
At least I can relax and get over those kind of well, one I would say is a really bad trade. My trade on AMAT, and then APHA just didn't work out,
Right.
and that happens also.
For sure.
Let's see if we get this move to 68. 68 would be the next kind of profit taking area.
I was about to jump in ENPH, so I lost $12 on APHA.
Yeah,
It
it's
squeezed me
just
up. It's
it's
not.
just the earnings. Yeah, the
Yeah.
earnings are keeping it up. So
But I'm still looking at
starting to see the SPY drop
ENPH.
there and the TVIX rip out there, guys. It's breaking. It's getting to the highs. I don't think it broke high yet.
And ENPH just broke highs, so I can't mess with that one.
Gonna
I-
watch for VWAP rejections now that we got the SPY breaking down.
All right, garage doors. Later, brother. What's GameStop at now? Nice.
20s, 26 is the bounce. I'm telling you, I think I definitely kind of rushed towards my profit in this one. Maybe should have held more, but it was very, very emotional being two red two red trades. I think in a better kind of position, I hold correctly the emotions, and this doesn't only become a $300 winner, but more of a $600 winner.
Yeah, I think you might want to scale down in size a little bit, and that way, you won't be one and done on the day sometimes. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah,
you've been
no,
killing it with this one.
I think what it was I had so many rejections from that. Let's take profit here and just take it. It didn't click out there. Give me a second. Try to get this in the 20s. There you go.
Nice
Boom.
work, brother.
24. You see how I was able to watch the ass there? As soon as it changed to the 20s, I clicked out of it. Was able to get a good $410 on that trade.
Nice job,
Now we're
brother.
up on the day.
Killer trade,
All
brother.
right.
Nice work, man.
Now let's look for a bounce back to VWAP in the same stock. I think the market's tanking there. You know, we're getting a nice hard down move. So I'm going to be watching stocks to do VWAP bounces, VWAP rejects. I'm already got one on AMAT. Let's see if we get one here. I got one above VWAP for AMD. Same thing for MU, right above VWAP. They did the VWAP rejection, but just slightly above it. One that's taken a huge downturn that I'm going to be looking for a VWAP reject is EA. EA is just completely tanking there. HTZ completely tanking.
Yep. I'm looking at ENPH to see if it can come back down to. If ENPH can come back down to like 90 so and then bounce back to the VWAP, I can risk off of this level here at 29. Let's see. SPWR is just still running, man, which is surprising. WKHS rebounded, but it had a pretty rough red day, I think, yesterday. Let's see what else we get. EMPH isn't gonna work with me there, I don't think.
Kind of that FOMO feeling. I'm not going to try to kill myself about it too much, but definitely risk to reward, guys. We talk about it. Keep your mathematical advantage. Mathematical advantage puts you back into the green. I had a big potential gain here, ran to it a little bit. I'm not going to be mad because at the end of the day, $410 in one trade. It's a great trade.
Good risk
But
reward.
you know, I always try to talk about how you can improve execution. And there, it's just a matter of sticking to the trade. You took the trade, stick to the trade, stick to your risk, stick to your reward. And if you would have done that, I would have been able to take first reward here at 69. And just that one alone would have been a good probably 300, 400 first move. And then from there, you could have held the rest. Look for probably a 700 trade. But not bad. At the end of the day, the risk to reward was there. I saw the bounce up. I measured it correctly and took the trade.
Right. Good job, brother. Nice trade, man, for sure.
Yep. Not a bad one. Let's see what's happening here, man. TVIX is ripping, man.
TVIX is just going up because the SPY is dropping. TVIX is an inverse volatility ETF, and so it does the opposite of what the SPY does. So if the SPY crashes, TVIX rips, you know.
Yep. And TVIX has a tendency of moving faster than the SPY. Reason why it's cheaper. And you look at the amount of volume they got in yesterday, guys, 77 million. There hasn't been a move like this in a long time. May we got a big time amount of volume. And so I'm trying to see what's going to happen here. We're going to get kind of this VWAP bounce here, pull back here to the 18s.
All right,
it just rips through.
EMPH is doing what I wanted it to, so I might jump in. My bad for cutting you off. I might jump in.
You're good. I see that one that you're looking at, so I can't disagree with it. I would want it to maybe bounce just a tiny bit here, but it could just fade away.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I'm not in yet. The spread is about 7 cents, so that's the only issue. I could just risk off of that previous high at 30 all day, so that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I would like an entry here, 29.20s, 29.18s.
Yeah, I jumped in there with 100 shares, and I may look to scale into it a little bit more. I have a little bit of gross profit on the day, and so I don't mind it. I'm just looking for it to come down to this 60 level is all I'm really looking for, 58, maybe 50 if I can get greedy with it, but if it drops down to 75, 60, I'll be happy.
Daily supports it, so I agree with the trade.
Yeah, it's just these are the ones like I always talk about it. Like when they put in these really obvious highs and then flush all the way back down to the bottom, then a lot of the time they're just really weak and they look weak. Everybody else senses the weakness and so they jump in. And I'm not even saying this one's gonna work. It's just solid risk reward is all it is. Versus the risk, so I get in at 29.05 and my risk is 29.30. So my risk is 25 cents, and then from 29.05 down to like 60 is where I'm trying to really shoot for. It's like a 50 cent, it's a 45 cent reward, and so almost 2-to-1, solid risk reward. I like the weakness, and so I definitely think the accuracy would be over 50%. And so if you got almost 2-to-1 risk reward and at least a 50% accuracy rate, then you're okay in the trade. And so it just depends, but we'll look to hold it. If not, it's still early. I've been trading a lot lately, and so I've been a little bit more active. I was up $30 on the day. Maybe I should have just taken it because that would have been my 5th green day this week. My 5th green day, no losing days so far this week. So been a pretty solid week consistency wise for sure.
I can't stress it too much. I mean, at the end of the day, remember you've been really getting some net profit, and that's what we're trying to expand upon.
Right.
I think you've been doing great on kind of trading and not really over trading. You're still trading a lot now, a lot more than you used to, but you're sticking to the system, and that's really what matters. If you can stick to the system and continuously kind of repeat the same trade, then you have the mathematical advantage, and
Right.
you've seen it. Um, and you've had days where it looks like it's going to be red, but you stick to the system and it turns green.
Right.
And that's just the way it is. APHA finally getting knocked down there at 670,
Ugh.
but the risk is so tight,
You
you
guys
have
could
to get
see.
in here
You guys
for
can
a
see.
10-cent reward.
I got so close to adding 50 shares right there for ENPH. I got so close to it too. Right there on the bounce but then I thought about it and I said, okay, am I comfortable risking $40 on this trade? I don't know. I probably should be, but the way I've been kind of approaching it is I've been building up profit on the day and then taking bigger swings once I find something that I consider A plus. And so that's kind of how I've been doing it. You'll see me build up, $20, $30 on the day, and then I'll take like a much larger swing because I'll have some room.
Yeah, I think EMPH still has one more bounce for me. So I'm looking for that third high. It hasn't created that third resistance really. Even that bounce right there wasn't high enough. So I'm looking for it to come up here to about 29.18. I mean, that's really what I think will flush it. You got a quick little drop down there. I thought it was going to give out also. But this stock has been holding and holding. So you got to be careful with this one. I think it still has one more push. I'm looking for that one more push to get into it, and maybe I knock it down. But this is also one of those stocks that you can get caught in this kind of consolidation period. And that's what's happening here. But what do you think about the SPY, man? Do you think we'll get a VWAP fade on that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If it bounces back up, I don't know about a fade on it. We'll see. I mean, either way, SPY's been super weak. I would expect a rebound sometime soon.
Yeah, this 292 is going to be very important. It's either going to, I see it on the 15-minute coming back to 293.25 here, or holding these 292s and just getting down there.
You're breaking up. You frozen. There you go. Now it's back. You froze for a split second.
Yeah. That Zoom life, man. We're going to have to call him up.
Well, this is what it says. So whenever that happens, it says Mitch's phone, and then it has red bars next to it. And so it's telling me, that's why I said it's your phone. And now it's yellow bars next to Mitch's phone. And so I think whatever it is, it's your phone. It's the lag on your phone, which makes a little bit more sense too. Because
I don't understand it because the voice isn't coming through the phone. So
right, but the Zoom is. It
isn't. It's through the computer. The host is the computer one.
But where's the camera? The camera's on your phone, right?
Yeah, camera, but the camera should lag out, not.
Right, but when the camera lags out, it lags everything out because that's what's showing it. So think about it like this: when the camera lags, it's gonna lag out everything else in the process, right? Including the volume of the overall Zoom conference, right? And so when the camera lags, everything else is going to lag too, and that's going to make the connection unstable.
Let's see if for some reason my phone doesn't have Wi-Fi on. Let's see, it might be the key.
All right, so we're down to 96 here. We'll see if it can break under 90 is the big level. And the bid has gotten there, but the ask hasn't. So that's what we're waiting on for ENPH. Quick rebound at these lows. Like I said, down to 90 is the level.
Yeah, I think that was it, man. I think it should fix it. For some reason, my Wi-Fi was turned off.
Yeah, you're actually frozen now.
Nice.
I don't know why. Also, the spread is different on both of these. There it goes. It corrected itself.
It woke up?
Oh, no, you're still frozen.
Froze.
Yeah. Camera just went out. You there?
There you go. Should be back.
Okay.
All right.
All right, we're back up to 29.10.
It's a big order put in there right there. 11,000 shares and
Yeah, I
4,000
see it
shares right
at
behind it.
06. Yeah, I see it at 06.
It's dangerous, but I agree with him. I don't have no problem risking if I can get it here at 15 or 16. Risk right up there to 27 or 32s.
I'm still waiting for GameStop to drop. I'm paying attention to it. And yeah, at this point, I mean, it's up to 12. At this point, I'm only risking off of 30. And so my risk isn't huge at all here. The only issue I have with it, ENPH, is if it breaks this 15 level. If it breaks 15, it could get squeezed up really quick to the next resistance, which again is right around 29.30.
Yeah, I'm trying to grab it here at 29.13.
I was thinking about adding to it, but I think I'll just maintain my risk and just let it be.
That's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, we did get a confirmation there, which is great. Like I said, right at that same level. So
out of noise, man.
I mean,
honestly, out there at 29.13.
It's probably going to bounce back right here. A lot of times when you get these drops, it immediately bounces. It immediately bounces right back a lot of the time.
Tries to catch people.
Right. It's just trying to stop people out. That's all it's doing. It's stopping newbie traders out is what it's doing. Traders that give themselves too tight of a risk versus where they're entering the trade. Like that's all it's doing. Like you got some traders, and I've talked to a lot of them before, but you got some traders that just try to give themselves like 2 or 3, 4, 5 cent risks. And most of the time with most stocks, that's just not going to be enough range for the stock to healthily move through the range. And so what the market makers do is they understand that, and so they're just kind of pivoting towards those obvious levels and just stopping rookie traders out is all they're doing.
Yeah, didn't get me into the trade, so I'll just wait.
Yeah, because I mean the thing about it is that you can't be too scared to give yourself a real risk. That's probably one of the bigger mistakes that new traders make is that they say, well, I'm just going to risk 5 cents in every trade. I'm not going to base it off of the chart. I'm just going to risk 5 cents in every trade I get into. And then for my reward target, I'm just going to give myself this much. And that's one of the single largest reasons that new traders fail and that their accuracy is terrible is because they're just they're jumping out way too quick. And you got to let a stock work. You got to let it move in the range it's showing you on the chart. And, that's what you got to do. And like I said, if you understand that looking at the chart is going to give you it's level, this is the biggest reward level, and I'm going to compensate my share size accordingly to only risk what I'm comfortable with. But it has to do with compensating with your share size, not setting your stop loss at what you're scared of risking, because that makes 0 sense. You have to look at the chart itself and then compensate your share size. So if it's a bigger risk, if the chart's telling you there's a larger risk, then you scale down in sizing. If the chart's telling you there's a smaller risk, then you can scale up in sizing. Always kind of relative to what your reward target is, and that's how you do it. You don't base it like, okay, I don't want to lose over $100 in this trade, and so I'm going to take 1,000 shares with a 10-cent risk. That's not what you do. You say, okay, I don't want to lose 100 shares in this trade, so I'm going to scale down in sizing, but I'm going to keep the right risk that the chart is telling me, if that makes sense.
Looking at LK here, guys, holding here. Want to see it hold that 24.20.
AMD is. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
24. Oh, you're good. AMD is getting interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't like it. Somebody asked if I had been interested in AMD today, and the reason I haven't is because it's so choppy. Like, if you look at AMD, it's crossing over and under the VWAP, going to the highs, going back down to the lows, going back up to the highs. And what that shows you is a neutral trend. It's in a neutral trend. And so it's basically just chopping people out left and right, up, down, up, down. And so it's just a neutral choppy trend according to the VWAP. And so it's just not what I look for. I want to see a stock with my strategies. I want to see a stock pick a direction and stay in that trend, confirm it off of the VWAP. That's what a VWAP fade is. It's a trend confirmation. It's pulling back to the VWAP, trying to change trends, and then getting rejected and coming right back down, confirming whatever trend it's in, whether it's a VWAP fade or a bounce. With a VWAP fade, it's confirming that downward trend is all I'm taking advantage of. All right, so we're getting a test of that 28.90 level that I talked about earlier. We'll see if we get a break underneath it, but looking okay for me. It's 90s. That big 90 level broke.
I'm telling you, dude, I missed it by a penny. I would have liked her.
Yeah, man, it's that. Honestly, I'm gonna make a video about this strategy this weekend and really try to break it down, because this is one strategy. You know, I used to trade VWAP fades, but in the last few weeks, I kind of changed how I approached fades, and I did it because it works ridiculously well here. I'm gonna go ahead and take half off here, and then I'm gonna hold the rest. But yeah, it works so well the way we've been approaching this, and I'm gonna look to take some more off if it gets down to 60 and then add back when any bounces to the VWAP. But it works so well. And the reason it works well is because it's just a range bound trade. So once you get, and I'll break it down a little bit for everybody here, is that once you actually get this move here, you get this move right here. Let me clear the chart so you guys can see. So once you get this move here, and I've already scaled out of this to where I'm super fine with it. So once you get this move here, and then a rejection all the way back down below this high right here. So it's not just a big high like this and a rejection. It's a high like this and then a rejection all the way down below this high. And so what happens? This high right here turns into resistance at that point because the stock is now below this level. And so not only does it have this resistance here, which is my risk, it has this resistance above it now, which is a solid resistance level now in this trade. And so what I can do is that I can jump in, add shares to the VWAP, and then I have this resistance here blocking the stock from going up, and this resistance here at 29.30 blocking the stock from going up. And so that way I have twice the resistance levels above it, and everybody else senses that weakness. And so what happens is they just jump in short, and buyers start to cover their position, and shorters start to jump in, and that drags the stock down like this. And a lot of times it's at least going to come back down to the bottom of this range right here. This is the only range I'm attacking. It's just this range right here, and I'm keeping this risk as very tight. And so that's all it is. That's all the trade is.
All right, seeing these longs here. LK. There's a big time trader in at 23, 22, and 33. That would put him around 28 average price with about 10,000, 12,000 shares. Looking for a pullback to 28, and that's where I should see some more longs get in here.
Now there's 87s. I'll give it some time. I almost added back to it up there, but CC short. Let me check that one out, Todd. Yeah, I like the fade. Same exact type of move there. See, this is even a good example of it here as well, Todd. As CC pulls up to 15.12, comes back down, bounces to 14.90. Same exact move. Same exact type of trade as the one I'm in with EMPH. A little bit different, but very similar chart. All right, there's 78s. Let's see if we get the flush. 76. Nice. $73s.
Oh, Square got up there again. I missed it.
Hey, it's still putting that triple or that double top right there.
Yeah.
There's 73s. Looking for a little bit larger breakdown, and I'll get out if it bounces over 75 now. All right, I'm out. So $37 gain roughly on the day so far. We'll see if I get into anything else. With this one, I'll add back to it at the top of the range like I always do. That's what I'm looking at now with this one. We'll see if we can add back to it if it does kind of come back down up to that 29.05 level. Because that's all we're really looking at now is this move back up to the top of the range. And if we can get that, then it's solid. CC's looking good for you too, Todd. Like I said, that's the same type of trade that I just took. Because if to show you CC, it's the same exact thing. It's there's the full move to the bottom of the range down to the level. But again, I can think about adding to it. I only had 50 shares left, so it's an insignificant gain on my end for the rest of those shares. But yeah, so look, so basically you get the move above the VWAP, the squeeze of all the shorters, and then you get a pivot all the way back down to below this level. And so now that's a new resistance above it. And so on any subsequent bounces like this, you could short into those all day, risking off of this level right here, risking off of that level. And so you could short into those bounces and just ride it down to the bottom of the range, which is just right here. Same exact type of trade. There's the bottom of the range. And look where it goes. It goes right back down to that bottom. So same exact type of trade.
Man, look at that Momo crackdown also. I'm seeing stocks just crack right now.
And yeah, that is oh yeah, guys, go check out the TradeNet challenge. It's completely free, and you know the reason I'm pushing this more lately is because it's free to try. It's completely free to try. At the very least, you're gonna get a demo account for a few days, and if you actually win the challenge, then you win a free package. But yeah, it's completely free. The way the challenge works, give you a demo account with $10,000 in buying power. You get 5 trading days. So 5 trading days to make $500 in net profit in that trading account. There are some rules that you have to follow, and if you go to the link I'm about to post, you can see the rules. But if you do end up making that $500 in net profit while following the rest of the rules, you win a free package. And again, at the very least, you're at least going to get a demo account for free to try for a few days, to try out the platform, paper trade with real-time quotes for free for the duration of your challenge until you either lose or win. And so it makes sense. There's no risk to it, and you might as well try it. There's the link if you want to try it.
You know what's the top miss of the day that we didn't really watch at all?
Which one?
CLDR.
That one was on my list too, man. That one
We
was
should
on
be
my list.
ashamed of ourselves.
Oh man, dude, that one was on my list. I talked about it too. I talked about how I thought it
Look
would
at
fail
that.
too.
Look at that.
Oh my man.
Opening fade, then it bounced, then it faded again beautifully at 705.
That genuinely hurts too, because this one was on my list. If you go back, look, this is my watch list I posted this morning. Look at the first stock on my watch list. Look at the first stock on my watch list, guys. Look, this was
I get annoyed when I do that too, John. It's like we know that's the one. That one's gapping ridiculously. We should keep an eye on it, but we get distracted. That's what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Honestly, I'm super happy with the week. It's been 5 total green days, no losing days this week. Just a solid week for me. And it kind of puts a cap on a really solid few months of my trading. Definitely the best. Let me see how long it's been. Let me look at TradesView. Definitely the best 4 months of my trading career for sure.
I'm up today, pretty much 121 for the week.
Which is still solid. I mean, that's probably what I make. So here's my trading the last 90 days. This is my trading the last 90 days. So in the last 90 days, I have made $2,304. And you might say that doesn't sound like much. That's averaging like $1,100 a month. And that's fine. But $1,100, you have to consider the sizing I'm actually taking, which is very, very small. Most of the time. Sometimes I'll scale in. Like I've had a few nice $300 winners, $200 winners in there. But most of the time, $60 gain, 50, 120, 60, 60, 50. So average, let's see what it'll tell me the average. My average gain is just under $50. But my average loss is $30. And this is why my accuracy is only 54%. But because I use good risk reward, I'm still well into the profits in this account. Another cool stat from these is that my average hold time for a winning trade is about an hour. My average hold time for a losing trade, 17 minutes. That's one of my favorite stats. My profit factor, which is basically my risk reward, is 1.87 to 1. So solid. I'll take it. Like I said, best few months of my trading career for sure. I'm getting there, man. I'm getting there to where it's really starting to get to that point where I could make some actual money trading. I could probably start to make some real money trading. And it's been a long journey for sure, but it's been fun, man. TraderView's free. I know, but Z, the issue is I've been scaling up for years now, and so it's time. I'm just trying to take it slow, and there'll be some days where I can feel it and I can take bigger swings, and then there'll be some days where I don't, and I just trade small. Like let me see. Like I had one day this week where I made $120, and that's because I scaled up, and I think I scaled up at the wrong time, but I've made it work so far. But yeah, it's just. It's been a fun process. My sweet spot, I think, depending on the range of the stock, is like 300 to 400 shares. Because you see, even with this ENPH trade, like if you look at my positions today, my risk reward is solid, and that's why you see with my trader view stats, like my risk reward is good. And today's a great example. The only loss I took today was $12, and both my wins were over 20. And so almost 2 to 1 in every trade, and that's why I do it. And it makes sense why, but again, I need to get in with like 300 to 400 shares at least, because if I can get in with 300 to 400 shares and take the same type of trades I'm trading now, then I'll make, $60, $70, $80 a trade at least, preferably more than that. So it's a process, but I'm just happy for it. It's one of those things I got to scale up though, but the way I've been trading has been working for sure. The strategies I've been using have been working, and which again is just another great example of like. People question whether day trading is actually profitable. A lot of people think it's completely random. It is possible to be successful at it. And I stream live every day. I've streamed live every day of this week, and haven't lost this week. And I haven't lost a day this week. So I've ended green every single day, and I've streamed it all live. And so I can't fake that. You see me live, during the market. So it's been fun, but got a few kinks I need to work on, but definitely been a fun few weeks trading. Also, guys, go join our Discord. I forget to push our Discord sometimes, but I'll post that link as well. It's kind of our little free day trading chat that we always keep track of. There's the link if you want to join it. Look at MPH. Maybe I should have held. But again, it was only 50 shares, and I'm not actually trying to trade this low of the day break. I am more so just trying to trade the range of these moves, and the range is what I took advantage of. So CGC may be for a reject here if it can get up to the VWAP. But honestly, SQ putting in all that resistance above it looks solid here too. It's got a lot of resistance above it now. It just depends on what these bottoms do. If it puts in a higher high and then kind of starts creeping up, it might not be great, but kind of the same thing here. Put in a high, came back down below the VWAP. Now that new high is resistance. All right, guys, I'm probably done for the day. I always say that, end up getting into other stuff, so we'll see if I'm actually done. One day this week, though, that actually hurt me. I actually had a losing day. No, it wasn't. It was last week. One day last week that actually hurt me. I kept trading, and I grudgingly had to post that I lost. WKHS is actually pulling back to the VWAP here. I'm not trying to mess with futures. It's futures. I'm just not trying to mess with it. Let's see where GameStop is at. GameStop is down to 380. Let's get this breakdown. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna close it down, guys. Still holding my put option in GameStop. We'll see how much. I still got until the 16th. But yeah, I'm gonna close it down. Like I said, go check out the TradeNet challenge, completely free. If you also want to sign up to TradeNet, it does have some benefits. 14K in buying power with their base package. No PDT rule. You can day trade as much as you want. It comes with a trading course, access to a demo account, and access to their trading chat room for less than $400. And so you get to trade a live account, It comes with a demo account as well, comes with a chat room access, comes with a trading course. And so I think that bundle for new traders makes sense. It's also a great way to help support the channel. And so there's the link if you want to check out the intro package. But again, try the challenge. It's completely free, and it's worth a shot. You have nothing really to risk trying the challenge. And so I'll post the challenge link one more time here as well. Go check out Trade Ideas. Honestly, the best scanners in the game by far. And I usually end up finding stuff on Trade Ideas to mess with. What did I do? I opened up JavaScript console on my page. And so yeah, go check out Trade Ideas. The best scanners in the game by far. Great way to help support the channel. And I typically can find, you know, a few good stocks to trade using Trade Ideas. The best scanners in the game, in my opinion. Super customizable, dynamic. Let you do a lot of different stuff. And so I posted the TradeNet Challenge link, but here's the Trade Ideas link as well. Oh man, why did it sign me out here? Great. Sorry, guys. There we go. Missed it. There we go. So yeah, go check out Trade Ideas, the best scanners in the game by far, now that I'm signed in on my regular account. There's the link. I'll post the TradeNet Challenge link one more time here as well. Like I said, you don't really have much to lose with this. And yeah, that's it for the rest of the day, guys. So good luck. 5th green day this week. I will take it.
Boom, baby.
Yeah. Let's see Mitch's
Not
screen.
a bad day.
Yeah, man. Mitch killed it today with, which one did you trade? Oh, SQ.
SQ.
Killing it today with that one, man.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Good
The only
contract.
way I'll trade again is if we get up to 29 on E and PH. Maybe. And if I do, I'll start the stream back up. But
Yep. Number one fake out today, APHA.
What did it do? Honestly, I tried to short it. I
Nothing.
even shorted it.
It did nothing.
Look at that range. Yeah, just a tiny, tiny range.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, good luck. Have a good weekend. We'll see you all next week. And we'll put a few videos out this weekend as well. So, later, guys.